mother. He's got the Trump hair, right? He's got this big mohawk. He's just a great little
What's the
boy.
hardest part about being a dad?
You know, honestly, trying to balance work and kid. You know, I leave so early from my house. I go to work very early. I come back very late, and you know, you miss him during those hours.
Best part.
Yeah.
Oh God, just when he smiles. You know, when you have him on his lap and
That's great.
he smiles, he's the greatest.
Well, let's talk a little bit about what's going on. I'm sure you saw yesterday. As it turns out, your dad is in excellent health. That, according to Rear Admiral Dr. Ronnie Jackson, who did the president's physical on Friday at Walter Reed. He's in great health. He did the cognitive test, and I'm sure you saw the questions from the assembled media. They were extraordinary. Watch this.
Can you assess the president's mental fitness for office?
The president appeared to slur his words while giving an address. Did you look into what the cause of that might have been at all?
Are you ruling out things like early onset Alzheimer's? Are you looking at dementia-like symptoms?
Do you keep a tally of how much golf the U.S. president plays? You consider that exercise?
Can you explain to me how a guy who eats McDonald's and fried chicken and all those Diet Cokes and who never exercises is in as good a shape as you say he's in?
And this went on and on. Did you see any of it?
It's insane. In fact, they actually asked, does he use drugs? Now,
if he's addicted.
My father has never had a sip of alcohol in his life, right? I mean, he's talked about this so many times. He has never had a cigarette in his life. He is, you know, he has one of the cleanest lifestyles in the world. Is the president? I mean, these people
here's the question,
they have lost their minds. I mean, they have lost their minds.
What about the question, what's the life expectancy?
Think about that. Think about the question.
When's he going to die? That's what that says.
Think about the question, does he eat ice cream? This is insane. Like, where is the coverage of the economy at 26,000? Where is the coverage of unemployment being the lowest ever, consumer confidence being the highest ever, 4% GDP growth? I mean, I can go on and on and on. How about the fact that ISIS is, for all intents and purposes, gone, right? There are 44,000 ISIS terrorists, right? And there's less than 1,000 now. He's totally wiped them out, right? And they're talking about how many scoops of ice cream a person eats.
Eric,
John Carl's asking, does he eat McDonald's? I mean, give me a break, guys.
Can't this help him, though? Can't this backfire on the mainstream media? It'd be one thing if they were talking policy, but it's obvious that they are in the tank for the Democrats or for anyone against that would run against your father.
Hasn't it already? I mean, how trivial is this nonsense? I mean, I think it has. People are smart. People look through this, right? I mean, people see one thing. They see the green in their wallets. That's what people care about. They care about their 401ks. They care about, you know, their kids, their education, how they're living, the vacations they get to go on, how their businesses are doing, if they're employed, overall quality of life. You know, they don't care if somebody has a scoop of ice cream. I mean, they
yeah, but
it's insane.
If the doctor says that he's in good health and he's got good cognitive function as well, that flies in the face of the narrative they're trying to establish, which is he's crazy.
And anybody who knows my father could tell you that he has more energy than any human being. I mean, the guy has more energy than anybody I've ever met that's my age at 35. He's unbelievable. He doesn't stop. He's an absolute machine. I was saying this last night. I mean, I've never seen my father with a cold. You know, the man is really incredible. And anybody who knows him and speaks to him knows how sharp he is, knows, you know, listen, he's incredible up there. That's what's gotten him to the success that he's always had.
So let's look at his lifestyle change. It's like he's usually somebody who's had the same office for years, right? Went to the same place for years. So his lifestyle's changed radically at the age of 70 plus. So what has it been like when you talk to him offline, away from the cameras, when you maybe catch him at an event? When you say, Dad, what is it like doing these things while being divorced from the organization? What does he tell you?
Yeah, listen, when I say his spirits are high, that's an understatement. I mean, he's having a great time. He's doing an unbelievable job. The proof is in the pudding. You know, despite the nonsense, despite the noise and the chatter and, you know, the little sound bites and, you know, the sensational reporting, he is doing an unbelievable job. And that's
we're 48 hours from a shutdown. That is a stressful situation. What does he tell you about that?
He's, you know, I actually try not to ask him about government.
You know,
I don't. Right? You know, I keep a very, you know, strict wall right there. But I can tell you his spirits are incredibly high. He's doing a phenomenal job. Everybody that I come across, everybody I see on the street every single day, they're telling me what a great job he's doing for them. He's doing a great job for this country. He's delivering the promises. People are so sick of politicians actually not delivering the promises that they ran on, right? He just got tax reform. The economy is absolutely booming. He's bringing jobs back to this nation. He's bringing manufacturing back to this nation. I mean, this country is becoming wealthy again. He's doing what he promised he would do.
What's your reaction to all these businesses that are giving the $1,000 bonuses? We had a man this morning who actually is putting on the check in the memo. It's because of the president and the tax cuts.
If I was the Democrats, I'd be very scared of that. Honestly, you know, $1,000, and they're going across. These are major companies who are giving them to tens and tens and tens of thousands of employees. I mean, well over 1 million people in this country have gotten major unexpected bonuses because of the tax plan that they put through. That is an incredible thing. That means that this system is working. People are reinvesting in their employees. It's exactly what my father wanted to happen. He wanted wages to go up. He wanted unemployment to go down. I mean, America is being successful again, and America is attracting businesses again.
Sure. And yesterday, briefly, the Dow touched 26,000, which is unbelievable. When it ended down a little lower by the end of the day. But there you can see the Dow milestones as your father has been president of the United States. That is something tangible. There's more money in people's pockets. There are more people with jobs.
Steve, literally a week ago, we were talking about how we hit 25,000. 2 weeks before that, we were talking about how we hit 24,000. A couple weeks before that, we were talking about how we hit 23,000. I mean, you open up your 401k, it's up by 35% right now, 30%. I mean,
that's a 701k.
Think about how great that is. Think about how positive that is for America. And then you have these people talking about ice cream. I mean, it's insane.
Well, let's talk about, too, the theme since last Thursday has been your dad, according to people in that meeting, said some things about race and that people were calling him a racist for the last 5 or 6 days. I know you don't agree with that, but is there anything you could bring to this conversation you think is important?
My father sees one color, green. That's all he cares about. He cares about the economy. Right? He does not see race. He's the least racist person I've ever met in my entire life. It's total nonsense. And, you know, at the same time they're saying that, they'll never report that African-American unemployment is the lowest it's ever been. The lowest it's ever been in this country. They won't give him any credit for that. And, by the way, he campaigned on that. But then they'll go out and call him racist. It's very sad. It's a race to the bottom. They stoop very, very low. And the reason they do that is they don't have their own message. I mean, what is the message on the Democratic side right now? Who are the front runners? I mean, what do they stand for? They don't stand for anything. They've been obstructionists.
They're
They've
just
wasted
against your dad.
a tremendous amount of money. They come out no matter what he did. If he was to solve cancer tomorrow, they would criticize him for it. I mean, it's very, very sad, and that's not a winning recipe. The reason he won the election is he had a message that actually resonated with the people of this country, and he's quite frankly delivered on it, and I think it really scares them.
How do you think the message is resonating with New Jersey, the folks who live in that great state? You have businesses there with this new governor, and he wants to establish an agency to protect illegal immigrants.
Yeah. Well, you know, the interesting thing is the new governor was former ambassador. And if you look at the problem that Germany has right now with illegal immigration, I mean, even Merkel has come out and said, listen, if they were to do it again, they wouldn't do what they did, right?
Cost her government. It might cost her her future.
Well, you know, it's also costs the country a tremendous amount of money. There are serious, serious, serious problems. So it's kind of interesting that the person who came from Germany, who saw what happened there, is trying to enact the exact same thing that failed when they did. I mean, whatever happened to learning from past experience, learning from lessons.
How did that state go from Chris Christie to this? Because complete opposite.
I know, it is. And listen, I think Chris was a great man, and he was obviously very supportive.
But it's a very
of the
liberal
family,
state.
Yeah, there's no question about it. There's no question about it. But when do we get back to, and listen, I'm the product of immigration. My mom was born in a different country, but there's a difference. There's legal immigration versus illegal immigration. Right. I mean, when do we put the emphasis on legal immigration, and when do we make illegal immigration much tougher? And it seems like they're actually trying to do the exact reverse.
And it sounds like that's one of the reasons your dad was not crazy about the deal last Thursday, because essentially it was amnesty, not doing it the proper way.
Yeah, he wants merit-based immigration, and that's how it should be.
I know you had a huge adjustment with as a parent.
Yeah.
But what is it like, you and your brother running an organization, seeing that office empty? What is the Trump organization like?
Yeah, listen, we're doing great as a company. We've got the best hotels in the world. We've got the best golf course. There's great commercial buildings. I mean, everything. We're having so much fun, and I love working with Don every day. And, you know, listen, there's an element you miss, right? I miss seeing Ivanka every day. I miss seeing my father every day. We used to always trade little notes back and forth, and you know how close of a family we are. I mean, we absolutely love each other. We fight for each other. We would do anything for each other. So you miss that little part, but at the same time, you know, every time I look up and I'm watching Fox and I see him up there, and I'm proud of him. I'm proud of everything he's accomplished. He's done an unbelievable job, and he's far exceeded every expectation I have of him, and I knew he was going to do an incredible job when he got in there.
And it's only year one, so
And
much
you
more to
did
come.
break news. You're watching Fox at the Trump Tower. I did not know that.
There you go. All right.
A lot of Fox at Trump Tower, Brian. I wouldn't